Their home was blown to bits. Now the victims of a massive home explosion are placing blame on the company that installed a furnace just days before that deadly blast. And only News 3 is bringing you team coverage of this investigation. The Coral Drive explosion claimed one life and injured 2 more people. More than 2 months after that blast, though, police have not yet identified a cause.
But lawyers have, and they're taking the issue up in civil court. 26-year-old Andy Manley lost his life, and tonight we're learning more about the mounting medical bills the survivors will face. Homeowner Stephen Slack paralyzed from the waist down. Lindsay Stefani also injured, but is still recovering. Our team coverage starts with reporters who've been following the story since the blast happened.
After 2 months of inspectors digging through rubble, the victims of this massive destruction think they have an answer. In a lawsuit filed against furnace company Service Specialists of Dane County, homeowners Lindsay Stefani and Stephen Slack and the family of the one man who died in the blast, Andrew Manley, believe this pipe, called a drip leg, is what caused their home to end up in pieces. Another uninvolved furnace company explains what that is.
It tees off, and below that tee, where it goes into the furnace or the water heater, there's about a 6-inch leg that goes below it, and it just allows for sediment to settle at the bottom of that instead of going through the furnace and causing any problems with the furnace.
The suit alleges the furnace installer may have loosened the leg to allow air out of the gas line, but never tightened it again, causing gas to leak into the basement for days. In a statement, the attorney representing families says all other sources of leaks in the home have been ruled out and says no intentional wrongdoing is believed to have occurred, but rather a tragic mistake with terrible consequences.
No cause has been determined at this point.
But police say their potential criminal investigation is different than a civil one. Why would it be a different timeline for police investigators to get a cause if the insurance investigators have determined the cause?
Well, we're not going to speculate on a cause at this point, and that's part of our investigation. A cause has not been determined yet.
The lead technician who installed this furnace is a longtime Service Specialist employee.
So has the company's Service Specialist said anything yet about the lawsuit?
Well, actually, late this evening, Service Specialist did post a comment on their website, on a statement on its website, saying the lawsuit will be vigorously defended. They deny any shortcomings in their work or that the work contributed to the cause of the explosion. So when could we get an answer on the cause? A spokesman for the state fire marshal says it could be more than a month from now.
All right, Jessica Arp reporting tonight. Thank you so much for your work. Appreciate it.
And David Douglas also digging in on this story. How tough will it be, David, for attorneys to prove these allegations?
Yeah. Likely not as difficult as you'd think, Eric. This case will really come down to what the men and women in the jury box will decide, based on a very different standard than that in criminal cases.
Of all the places in the world, you should feel safe in your own home.
Attorney Lee Atterbury isn't involved in the Sun Prairie home explosion case, but doesn't have to be to understand how the victims feel.
You feel like you have control over your own home. And then something like this happens and you wonder, where can I be safe?
The lawsuit filed against furnace installer Service Specialist, he says, hinges on one idea.
It's not intentional. It just means that you made a mistake, that you acted carelessly.
And if proven in court, that is enough for a judgment in favor of the victims.
In a criminal case, you need to prove something beyond a reasonable doubt. That standard doesn't apply in civil cases. In civil cases, it's the greater weight of the credible evidence, which is a much lower standard.
The day after the explosion, Sun Prairie's building director admitted to News 3 they allow installations without requiring a permit in hand.
We have not been to 1139 Coral Drive for an inspection.
So could another lawsuit potentially end in the city reaching into its pockets? Atterbury says yes, but
it doesn't exonerate the person who actually installed the furnace and, at least according to the lawsuit, installed it improperly.
At this time, no suit has been filed against the city. The lawsuit against Service Specialist claims since no permit was taken out, authorities were denied the opportunity to conduct an inspection. 6 days passed between the time the furnace was installed and the home exploded. 6 days without a permit being filed.
And David, we understand that homeowners have some substantial medical bills piling up here.
We understand, Eric, from court records that they're looking at nearly $200,000 in bills, something that a successful lawsuit could help with.
Certainly. Thank you so much, the night team's David Douglas. Appreciate it.
Thanks, David.